Welcome back to Unwritten English. I'm Kim, and I'm here with Cosby for episode 3, How to Say No Without Being Rude. This is all about mastering the soft no. Cosby, I have a problem. A colleague asked me to help with a project, and I said yes, even though I have zero time. Now I'm stressed.
Let me guess, you were afraid that saying no would make you look lazy or mean?
Exactly. I didn't want to be the bad guy.
This is the yes trap. Today, we'll go over the soft no. It allows you to reject work but keep the relationship. And Kim, you're not alone in the struggle. Studies show that people pleasers are 40% more likely to experience burnout at work.
Wow, that's a real statistic?
Absolutely. The inability to say no is literally making people sick. But the good news is, this is a learnable skill. By the end of today's episode, you'll have the exact phrases and strategies that native English speakers use to protect their time while maintaining relationships.
That sounds great. I'm all ears. But why is this so hard for people? Why do we feel guilty about protecting our time?
Great question. It comes from a place called people-pleasing. We're hardwired to want approval and avoid conflict. But the truth is, when you always say yes, people lose respect for your time. They think you have nothing important to do.
Right.
Think about it this way. When someone successful says they're unavailable, you respect that. But when someone always says yes, you start thinking, well, they're obviously not that busy. It's a psychological paradox. The more available you are, the less valuable your time appears.
That's so true. I never thought about it that way. When I always say yes, I'm actually training people to think my time isn't valuable.
Exactly. Here's the unwritten rule. A direct no is perceived as aggressive. We almost never say the word no alone. Instead, we use the soft no. Focus phrase number 1. I'd love to, but...
I hear it.
Listen to the difference. If someone asks, can you help me move this weekend? Compare these responses. First, the direct no. No, I can't. That sounds harsh, right? Now the soft no. I'd love to help, but I'm completely booked this weekend. Same message, totally different feeling.
Oh, so it's like you're cushioning the blow.
Yes, the I'd love to is a social lie that tells the other person, I like you, I support you, but reality prevents me. Focus phrase number 2. I'm at capacity right now.
Can't I just say I'm busy?
Not quite. Busy sounds like a complaint. At capacity sounds like a professional status update. It sounds managed. Here's another example. I'm sorry, I'm busy versus I'm at capacity this week. The first one makes you sound overwhelmed and disorganized. The second makes you sound like you have your life together and you're making strategic choices about your time.
That's such a subtle but important difference. Okay, but what if it's your boss asking? That feels different, right? I can't just say I'm at capacity to my manager.
Absolutely. When it's your boss, you need a different strategy. You don't say no, you ask for prioritization. First, acknowledge. I understand this is important. Then present reality. Here's what I'm currently on my plate. Finally, ask, which of these would you like me to prioritize? Let's practice this with a real scenario. Your boss comes to you Friday afternoon and says, I need this report by Monday morning. You could say, I understand this report is important. I'm currently finishing project A that's due Tuesday and preparing for presentation B on Wednesday. Would you like me to prioritize the report and push back the other deadlines?
That's genius. You're making them part of the solution instead of just hitting them with a problem. What about emails? That's where I freeze up.
The email framework is simple. Start with, thanks for thinking of me. Then, unfortunately, I won't be able to commit the time this deserves right now. This way, you're grateful, honest, and supportive.
I love how that sounds so professional.
Here are 3 more email templates. For networking requests, I appreciate you reaching out. I'm not available for coffee this month, but I'd be happy to connect you with Sarah, who has great insights in this area. For volunteer requests, thank you for thinking of me for this project. I'm overcommitted right now, but please keep me in mind for future opportunities. For social invitations, thanks for the invite. I won't be able to make it, but I hope you have a wonderful time.
Those are perfect. Now I feel like I have actual scripts to follow instead of just panicking.
Knowing the theory isn't enough. You have to build the muscle memory so you don't panic. Think of this like learning a new sport. You wouldn't just read about tennis and then expect to play Wimbledon. You need repetition. I will say the prompt and leave silence for you to repeat the soft no. These phrases need to feel natural in your mouth before you're in a high-pressure situation.
Perfect. I need the practice. Listeners, this is our time to shine. Let's do this together.
Great. Ready?
Drill 1. The softener. Repeat after me. I'd love to, but... Good. Now let's try the variation. I wish I could, but... Drill 2. The professional reason. Remember, don't say busy, say I'm at capacity right now. Let's try a variation. I'm fully committed this week. Excellent. Drill 3. The pivot. This is for when you just need more time. Repeat. I can't do this now, but I can look at it next week. Awesome. Now let's practice the boss scenario. Remember the 3 steps. Repeat. I understand this is important. Here's what's currently on my plate. Which would you like me to prioritize? Great. Final drill. The full soft no combo. Repeat. I'd love to help, but I'm fully committed this week. Perfect. Now let's practice handling pushback. When someone says, "Come on, it'll just take 5 minutes," you respond, "I wish I could, but my schedule is completely locked today."
That feels so much more natural than just saying no.
That's because you're speaking like a native English speaker now. Remember, every time you protect your time, you're telling the world that your work matters.
I love that mindset shift. So, for this week's practice, should our listeners start with small situations?
Yes, start small. Decline a social invitation or a small favor. Once you feel comfortable with the language, move to workplace scenarios.
That makes sense. Baby steps first.
Here's a specific challenge for our listeners. Practice these phrases in the mirror this week. Say them out loud until they feel natural. Then find 2 low-stakes opportunities to use the soft no. Maybe decline helping someone move, skip an optional meeting, or say no to covering someone's shift. Build your confidence with small wins first.
And remember, listeners, this isn't about being mean or selfish. It's about managing your energy so you can be more helpful to the people and projects that matter most to you.
Exactly. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. You decide what gets in and what doesn't. When you master the soft no, you'll have more time for the things you actually want to say yes to.
Cosby, I'm definitely going to practice this, but I know I'm going to slip up. I've said yes to so many bad projects.
We've all been there, and I would love to hear the horror stories.
Ooh, I like that. Tell us in the comments, what is the silliest project you agreed to just because you were too scared to say no?
Let us know below. We want to see who had it the worst. The best story gets a pin.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know if there's anything specifically we can help you with. Thanks for the chat today, Cosby.
Anytime, Kim. Have a great week, everyone. Until next time, keep it unwritten.